Good afternoon, everybody, and a warm welcome in every sense of the word to the chapel for this afternoon's graduation ceremony. And it gives me especially great pleasure to finally be able to welcome the graduating class of 2020. The ceremony will begin shortly, but I have a few announcements first. Now, to those of you who are being presented, please ensure you remain in the seats that you were given when you arrived and that you stay in that order when you move to be presented. We promise to read out the right names if you stay in the right place. When you come up, there is some hand sanitizer for you to use, and when you cross the stage, the Vice-Chancellor will happily shake your hand. If you'd rather not shake hands, that's perfectly acceptable. Just give an indication that you don't want to shake her hands, and then she'll not put her hand out to shake it. When you've crossed the stage, please move around the back of the chapel and return to your seats and stay there until the end of the ceremony. Now, guests, you will, of course, want to applaud as the graduates cross the stage, but the only thing I would ask is that, being as we've waited a long time for this, you do so loudly and with enthusiasm. I will be watching. After the ceremony, there will be a group photograph for all the graduates and the ceremonial party on the steps outside the chapel. That will take a few moments to set up, so we would ask that guests remain seated at the end of the ceremony and follow the directions of the stewards when ready to do so. After the photograph, graduates will be able to meet family and friends for a drink in the colonnades, and again, please follow the directions of the stewards. In the unlikely event of an incident requiring evacuation, the emergency exits are located at the front and the rear of the chapel, and please follow the directions of the stewards and the chapel manager in such an event down to the muster point, which is by the River Thames on the grass. Could you please place any personal belongings under the seats rather than on top of them to prevent the slightly old chapel furniture from being damaged, but do remember to take your belongings with you when you leave. And finally, please turn off or put on silent any electronic devices. Thank you for your attention. I hope you enjoy the ceremony. Our ceremony will now commence with the entry of the academic and Vice-Chancellor's processions. Please remain seated. Please be seated. Distinguished guests, the Deputy Vice-Chancellor of the University of Greenwich, Professor Jane Roscoe.
Graduands, families, friends, distinguished guests and colleagues. As Deputy Vice-Chancellor of the University of Greenwich, I would like to welcome you all and to congratulate you, our graduands, on all your incredible achievements today. Round of applause, I think. It's a real pleasure to see so many smiling faces here today in person. And what an amazing setting. This chapel is a very special place in which to host today's ceremony. The University of Greenwich has a 130-year history as a seat of learning, and we take enormous pride in this. Our heritage speaks to our commitment to excellence in teaching, research, and enterprise. Our graduates are testament to this and have done incredible things across the globe. This is why more than 38,000 students from across the world come to study with us. Many graduates before you have sat here in this beautiful chapel and have reflected on their journey here at the university. They too have faced their unique challenges, they've made sacrifices and have shed tears. This is your moment to remind yourself of all your hard work and to appreciate fully everything that you've achieved. I know today that you will be feeling a whole mix of emotions and, of course, excitement about what comes next. You are, of course, ending one chapter with us today, but as you walk out, you're already starting the next chapter. And you should feel confident. At the University of Greenwich, we know that our students are outstanding and that we know that you will achieve extraordinary things. I hope that throughout your time here, we've inspired and empowered you to believe in that too. Our alumni community already includes many inspiring individuals. For example, Shubina Begum, who at only 29, has already been included in the top 100 influential British Bangladeshis in the UK for her work on combating domestic violence and ending early forced marriage. Many of our students go on to open their own businesses and to become CEOs. And looking at you today, I see a cohort of change makers. And along with everyone else at the university, we look forward to seeing how your careers develop. I know that graduating during a pandemic must have been daunting, but we know that each and every one of you are ready now to take on any challenge. With your wide-ranging experience and the university's outstanding employability record, you are fully prepared for whatever comes next. And remember, you are Generation Greenwich. As you take this next step towards your future, be confident, keep being creative, keep being caring, and of course be curious. And please continue to be ambitious. Take inspiration from those who have gone before you and those who sit next to you. As of today, you have joined a global alumni community that is now over 250,000 strong. And now, more than ever, this community is a powerful resource to lean on, and along with the university, are here to help you progress in your graduate career. We also give you access to the Employability and Careers Service for up to 2 years after you've completed your studies. And I'd also encourage you to sign up to Ask Alumni, where you can connect with fellow alumni, expand your professional networks, and seek out career insights to help you navigate the next stages of your journey. I want to leave you with a few wise words from Nelson Mandela. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. I would add, it is also a powerful weapon you can use to change your world. And all of us here today are looking forward to seeing a world shaped by you. Once again, huge congratulations and good luck.
Greenwich Students' Union Officer, Mayo Femi Abalamo.
Thank you. Hello and welcome to this graduation ceremony. My name is Maya and I was a GSU officer in the years 2019 to 2021. When I decided to run for this position, just like when you probably decided to start your degree, I had no idea that there would be such a global pandemic and the world would go into a lockdown, not once, but twice. As an officer, I had such a challenging time, and I cannot even begin to imagine what a challenge it was for you in final year. So at this point, I would like to ask everyone in this hall right now to turn to our graduates and give them a resounding round of applause. Very well deserved, I'm sure we can all agree. Today, I am honored to stand before and address such a powerful group of resilient students. You fought, you stayed up, and you're here today. Not many of us in this hall right now can say we got a degree during a global pandemic, but we have this beautiful set of graduates on this side. Today, I look at you and I see some of the greatest minds the world will ever know. The politicians of tomorrow, the people who will go around and make change, not just in the UK, but around the world. People who will stand and fight for justice around the world. I see change makers. I don't just see people who will complain about injustice in our society. I don't just see people who will join everyone else to complain about inequality, but I see people who will make change. And I'm so happy to be part and privileged to be part of this unforgettable day in your lives, one which closes a chapter while simultaneously beginning the next. For some of you, the journey to this day started between 1 to 5 years ago, and for different reasons, some of those you started with are not here today, but you are. I want you to look at these people. They stayed up all those late nights. They fought through all those deadlines. They overcame every challenge that came their way. And I mean, again, they got a degree during a global pandemic. We cannot overemphasize it because most of us did not do that. So I want you to be incredibly proud of yourselves because you did it. You achieved it. Generation Greenwich, not Generation COVID. I'll give you some time to take that in. Generation Greenwich, not Generation COVID. So simple, yet so powerful. I mean, in the world today, there's so much going on, and it's so easy to get carried away. It's so easy to allow yourself be consumed by everything. It's so easy to allow these things define who you are. But I'm here to tell you today that you need to make up your mind. You need to make a decision. You need to decide that you will not allow situations define you. Rather, you define the situations. You define what happens around you. You determine what happens in your life, in the world, and who you will be. I would like to quote my favorite author, Dr. Chris Oyakilome, who says, "You cannot change yesterday, but you can do something today that will change your tomorrow." You may be looking at your degree outcome or classification today, and maybe you don't like what you see, but that doesn't matter. It was yesterday. But what you can do today is to reposition yourself, make decisions that will change your tomorrow. You can make a decision today that will change your future, and it will be like your degree was non-existent. However it came about, the key thing to note is that your degree does not define you. You do. You can shape what you want the world to think of you. There's a book I've read over and over again. It's called The Power of Your Mind, and it's by the author I just quoted. And like the title implies, here he shares about the mind. All of us in this room have a very special gift, and that is our minds. There's so much power in us, but sadly, a lot of us fail to recognize it. I want you to leave this place with your degree and family, friends, well-wishers, not just your loved one's degree, but a consciousness and an awareness that the only person capable of stopping you from achieving whatsoever you put your mind to is you. I also like to tell you that you are the expression of your mind. What does this mean, you may ask? The way you think, the way you see, how you look at things is how you are. As you think in your mind, whether negative or positive, that is who you are. You see, so your thoughts control a lot around you. I'll give an example of something that we see in different trainings, talks, and workshops, whatever it is. We see a cup of water that's not completely full or not completely empty. And some people look at that cup as half empty, while some look at it as half full. You see, the difference between both of them is not the standpoint of where they're looking at the cup. It is the way they see. Now you see why your thoughts are so important. But the beautiful thing about this is that our mind is ours. And the same way you manage your time, your resources, is the same way you can manage your mind. And when you manage your mind, how do you do that? You do that by changing the contents, changing the things you think, changing the way you see, changing the things you listen to. And by doing that, you change the results that you get. Your words are so powerful, and it's also a way that you can control and manage your mind. But it's not limited to your words alone. It's the words that you hear, the words that you take in from people around you. I mean, some of you sat here today, whether the graduates or the loved ones here, you've probably had at some point in your life someone tell you you can't do this. You can't achieve this thing that you want to achieve. Some of you on this side, even in college or in school, someone would have told you, no, you can't get an A in this course, in this subject. But you're here today, you're graduating. So don't take in what people say. Negative words have an impact on you. And at this point, I would like you to just imagine. For a moment, imagine an open fire. In your imagination, sprinkle a bit of water on that fire. What do you see? Yes, the fire may not have gone out, but the water had an impact on the fire. In the same way, in the same vein, negative words have an impact on you. Your mind is your faculty of reasoning and thoughts, and your thoughts are so important. The very fact that you have thought about something means it has the ability to happen. Your mind is unlimited in its potential to create whatsoever you desire. When you put your mind power to work, there is no limits to what you can achieve, and absolutely no restrictions to how high you can propel yourself in life. In life, everyone yearns for validation, everyone yearns for success. But what exactly is this? How do we define success? Success is not determined by the car you drive, the house you live in, how much money is in your bank account. Success, I like to see it as impacting the world with the investment of your personality. You're here today graduating. You've invested time. You've invested resources to get a degree. So what happens next? How do you impact your world? How do you make change with all the knowledge that you've gotten from this time, from this investment that you've made in your life? Success is about influencing the world around you to aspire to your inspiration. You elevate yourself to a place where people actively seek you out because they see something special in you. That is success. And I look here and I don't see people who will just tick boxes. I was reading something last night and it was from an army general. And he said, at the end of the day, he sits back. In his office, he has his seat, but he sits in the chair in front of him and he looks back at his office and he thinks, what about the day I leave this office? What change would I have made? He said he asked himself every day, is it just an office? Is it just a title? All of these things will pass away because you can't be in that position forever. But he thinks about engraving his name in the hearts of men, engraving his name in people's lives, not because of force, but because of the impact that he will have in people's lives. And I want us to think, I urge you to think this way. Today you're graduating, so what's next now? Where do you see yourself in the next 10 years? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Where do you see yourself next year? You don't need 20 years to make a difference. You can make a difference in 2 days. If you've not thought about this, I urge you to start thinking about this now. When you look around the world today, the very chair that we're sat in, the very chapel that we're currently in, is a product of someone else's imagination. The manufacturer, the architect, the engineers first envisioned the picture of what they wanted to create in their minds. They created the picture in their minds. And now we're able to sit here in these beautiful chairs. We're able to sit here and behold the beauty, the splendor of this chapel, because someone put their imagination, someone put their imaginative ability to work. So you too can be the difference. You too can make a change. You too can do something that will inspire someone else tomorrow. Don't limit or underestimate yourself because of what anyone else has to say. Irrespective of anyone's opinions, let your communication and being express your success. The final thing I'd like you to take away from today is that you are the pilot of your life. Your actions directly impact your future. Your idea will work. Why? Because you said so. That is why your idea will work. Not because anyone else said, but because you said so. So congratulations once again, class of 2020. And I wish you all the best in your future successes.
The Vice-Chancellor of the University of Greenwich, Professor Jane Harrington.
Good afternoon, everyone, and a huge welcome. And as the Vice-Chancellor of the University of Greenwich, it is my absolute honour and privilege to congratulate you all formally today on your amazing achievements. Well done to all of you. Absolutely brilliant. Now, today is a day of celebration, and it's absolutely, I can't tell you how fantastic it is to be here on this campus in this absolutely beautiful chapel. And I'm sure you'll agree as you look around, it's a beautiful setting for the ceremonies. And to actually have you here in person to celebrate with you, it's just brilliant. But there are also many graduates, family, friends who actually are joining us virtually. So what I'd like to ask everyone to do, so that we can really feel how special it is, as you all come up on the stage, I'd like each of you to clap each other and make a bit of a noise. And can I ask you all to do the same? And just to say, you can't make enough noise in my view, so please feel free to shout and holler and congratulate everyone. It would be fantastic to really have a big celebration as everyone comes up. And it's also a time to reflect on those who've helped us on our way, our families and friends. And many of your families and friends will have supported you financially, and almost certainly will have supported you emotionally. And I'm sure that you'd all like to thank them. So what I'd like to ask you to do is, could you stand up, please? And could you face your family and friends? And also, if you look up in the corner, that's where the live videoing's happening right now. And so could you now, and I'm sure that you can make quite a bit of noise, can't you? Could you now show them how much you really appreciated them? Off you go. Okay, stay standing. Right, I'm just going to consult my colleagues who were here earlier. A bit quiet, yep. Now, I'm sure that you wouldn't like to think that law and criminology students are louder than you, would you? And I'm sure that you can make a really loud effort. Because this morning they nearly lifted the roof off the chapel. So off you go. Are you ready? Here you go.
I'm just going to check. Go on, one last go. Ready, steady, go. Thank you very much. And they definitely did appreciate you. Now, graduation marks the end of an important part of your lives and the beginning of the next. And I'd like you really to take this time to pause, to reflect, and to recognise the journey that you took to be here today. Many of you will have juggled multiple responsibilities. You'll have cared for your families. You'll have worked and persevered throughout a global pandemic. And despite all the challenges that life has thrown at you, you're still here and you're graduating from the university today. So you have every right to be really incredibly proud of your achievements, proud of your resilience, proud of your determination that you've shown. And I ask you to always remember that. As things happen in life, it's easy to forget that you are resilient and you are determined. And give yourself time to reflect on the lovely memories that you have, the friends you've made, the skills that you've gained, and each and every one of the achievements that you have. And what I'd really suggest is over the next couple of weeks that you find a few moments where you actually sit down and you record those. Because it's always important in life to have things to remind us of things that we've got through and come out the other side and we feel very proud of. So do make sure you find that time. Now, there are many, many examples in the Faculty of Liberal Arts and Sciences, and I'm just going to name a few. But to start with, we had some amazing work from that our students did teaming up with filmmakers. And it was part of a project to help put the spotlight on rare diseases. And they told their stories for the Rare Film Festival. And they showcased some of the best filmmaking talent in UK universities. And our university also teamed up with the top design agencies, industry professionals, and our own alumni. And they mentored our School of Design students in online portfolio reviews. And we had law students who worked in partnership with the Royal Society of Arts, and they were looking at human rights and sustainable future of textiles. And many of you were involved with the community heritage projects, and we're really proud that you continue to do that despite lockdown. And I can tell you now that all of those projects that you continue to work on, the teams are so grateful that you did that. It's made a massive difference to them, so thank you for that. Now, throughout the last year, the University of Greenwich has also had some wonderful achievements. We ranked 11th worldwide in the category of reducing inequalities. We also became the top modern London university for graduate prospects. And we kept our first class rating by the People and Planet University League for our environmental and ethical performance. Now, in a world where inequalities are so important to combat, where global crisis and global change is ever present all around us, and we always need to do more. What I would say is I'm very proud of those achievements, but I'm probably even prouder, actually, of the fact that in our Strategy 2030, the students have really pushed us to say, actually, we want to see those things actually at the forefront of what you stand for, and they are our absolute core priorities. So I thank you for that, because it's through your perseverance and encouragement that we've done that. We've also continued to play our part in the response to the coronavirus crisis. We donated PPE. We had students and staff who went back to work on the front line in the NHS and who also volunteered. And we've also had students and staff working and supporting the vaccinations, as well as many, many students and staff volunteering their time to help in a whole variety of ways. And each of them have made a big difference to people's lives. Now, graduands, whilst right now, at the next stage of your life may feel extremely daunting, what I would say to you is stay calm, stay focused, and always remember what you have to offer. Always be the best version of yourself. And the university's prepared you for this. You've had lots of opportunities to work in teams, to adapt to new situations, to solve problems, to do research, and to be real change makers. And I have absolutely no doubt at all that you are ready for whatever lies ahead. Don't lose sight of that, because you will be fantastic. Just remember to keep on learning as much as you can and always look after your mental and physical health. And as you take this next step towards your future, be confident, be proud, be caring, aim high, and above all, be led by the values that you have. Take inspiration from those who have gone before and those you know. And can you now just have a look around at each other? Can you just turn back, look at each other, turn sideways? Yeah. Now, what you're looking at, just so you know, is you're looking at future CEOs. You're looking at future leaders. You're looking at future change makers. You are the future. So just remember that, and you're sat here right now. Now, I would now like to recognise our wonderful staff at the university. A university doesn't exist without its staff, and many of these staff have supported you through your journey, and they are absolutely fabulous. So I'd like to ask the staff, the academic and professional service staff, to stand up, please. And they're around the room. If you could stand up around the sides for me, and anyone at the back as well. Thank you. And what I would like you all to do is to join me in thanking the Pro-Vice-Chancellor, his senior team, and each and every member of staff of the faculty and university for everything that you do to support our students and for making the University of Greenwich what it is, which is a wonderful, supportive, friendly, caring and collegiate place to be. So thank you all very much. Now, on behalf of the University of Greenwich, I wish you all huge congratulations for your wonderful successes. And I can't wait to hear the stories of you as you go on to become change makers and make the world a better place. Thank you very much.
Vice-Chancellor, I now call upon Professor Marco Thomas, Pro-Vice-Chancellor, to present to you award holders from the Faculty of Liberal Arts and Sciences.
Vice-Chancellor, I have the honour to present to you the award holders from the faculty. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy by published work, in recognition of a programme of work entitled Approach to Battle, Training the Indian Army During the Second World War, the degree of Doctor of Philosophy is awarded to Alan Jeffries. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, in recognition of a programme of work entitled Assessing Seafarers' Welfare Services in West African Seaports, a focus on the impact of on-board and port-based welfare services on seafarers in Nigeria. The degree of Doctor of Philosophy is awarded to Amos Hosea Kuje. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts History, Fabia Arabella Besley. Safia Ben Merriam. Chloe Lee. Andrea Munoz, who also received the School of Humanities and Social Sciences Prize for Most Improved History Student. Hannah Mary Tomlin. Sian Caroline Wilson, who also received the Francis Duke Award for Best History Dissertation and the School of Humanities and Social Sciences Prize for Best Single Honours History Student. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, History and English, Adam John Parmenter. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, History and Sociology, Megan Katie Tyne. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Languages and International Relations, Francesca Camponi. Leia Cazzola Alamani. Caitlin Gardner. Harsimrit Kaur Raud. Arjeta Krasniki. Sara Ogipinti. Daniela Ortiz Morales. Daniela Quintero Velez. Yvonne Svetkova, who also received the School of Humanities and Social Sciences prizes for Best Performance on the BA Languages and International Relations and for the Highest Achieving Student. Giannina Visiteo. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Politics and International Relations, Josephine Alice Barnes. Cesar Berberoglu. Alicia Francis. Saddam Hakim. Lauren Hill. Jordan Bethany Francesca Hilton. Turba Nakvi. Sarah Amina Omari. Francesca Juliet Robbins. Hamarid Taufik, who also received the School of Humanities and Social Sciences Award for Most Improved Politics and International Relations Student. Darnell White Russell. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts Sociology, Gulnaz Ahmed. Zoya Ahmed. Lauren Kristen Alexander. Iram Baba. Ethelbert Harmony Bishop. Maisie Marianne Blackburn. Nicolette Harriott, who also received the School of Humanities and Social Sciences Award for Most Improved Sociology Student. Tamina Hussain. Maria Mateos Nunes. Stephanie Katerina Parents. Annie Alison Rose Russell, who also received the School of Humanities and Social Sciences Prize for Best Single Honours Sociology Student. Josie Terry Wright. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Sociology and Criminology, Saskia Lucy Jane Clark. Robin Martin. Carla Louise Nichols Foot. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Sociology and Psychology, Soa Abdallah. Vice-Chancellor, that concludes the list of award holders for the Faculty of Liberal Arts and Sciences.
Vice-Chancellor, I call upon you to confer the awards.
Okay, I'll just let them all sit down. It's okay, don't worry. And what I'm going to do is get them all to stand up, because although I'm now coming to the formal part, I think if you can all stand up and we can give you a massive round of applause. Well done. Okay, if you stay standing, by virtue of the powers vested in me as Vice-Chancellor of the University of Greenwich and as Chair of Academic Council, I confer upon all those who have been presented the title, award and honours to which you are entitled. So in other words, well done, you are now graduates of the university. Brilliant.
Please be seated. Vice-Chancellor, Deputy Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, that completes this afternoon's presentation of successful award holders of the University of Greenwich. Would guests please remain seated until the processions have left the chapel and await instructions from stewards. Thank you and congratulations.